Take a wild guess what we're doing today.
Sorry everybody that wanted us to keep it stock. Not sorry, I'm just kidding. I'm not sorry. What's up, boys and girls? Today on Street Banditos, air suspension.
They drop you.
Oh, yeah, nice. I'm so annoyed with it.
Gotta get my pose right. They say chin up.
Yeah.
Turtleneck. Airlift. Come on, man. Y'all gotta do something about this. This looked like it came out of what year? 2001?
Probably, these are
fresh out of Fast and the Furious.
It's like an old style bag.
Dude, this is Fast and the Furious 1. 20-inch rims, big wang, Sea West style from what it looks like. Ugh.
Damn, Daniel. Where's my red marker? I want to make it look really official. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, what I've already done, is taking the stock car and put these super cool Miata wheels on it, just because they are 16 inches in diameter, which is what I decided I want to go with wheel-wise, and they are 4x100, so they bolt up. Only reason I'm using them, otherwise they're garbage. And I measured from the top of the 16-inch wheel to the top of the fender lip. Okay, that's actually later. And I got that the front needs to be, for those two to touch, there's a 5.5-inch gap in the front, right there, and then a 5-inch gap on the rear for it to look like that. So this is what we want. That's cooler than this. So then after that, what I did was I took the measurement of, while the wheel was still on, so there was still sprung weight on this, took the measurement from the bottom of the hub, like the spindle, like bolt basically, to the top of the fender as well, and got an overall distance for the front of 15 inches and the overall distance of the rear at 14 and an eighth. So that's just giving me, it's gonna be a lot easier to then measure on this, because once I have the wheel off, I don't have to keep putting the wheel back on and putting it on the ground to see where it's gonna be at. So basically what I can then do is take the distance that we have here and subtract the distance that I want to take out of it. I have it sitting at 15 inches.
Which is stock.
Which is stock, minus the 5.5 inches in the front to get it up to where I need it to go, which equals 9.5 inches. That's where I want to be. And the same thing in the rear, 14 and an eighth minus the 5 inches difference equals 9 1/8. These are the numbers we're trying to get the bottom of the hub to that to be at fully aired out, zero pressure on the rears and the fronts, the bags. And so this is our stock style front. We're essentially just deleting this section and lowering this a little bit, but what we did is I got Integra strut, which is fairly short strut. It's much shorter than the stock 2002 strut. And the inside diameter of where the hub actually attaches to the Integra strut is pretty close to the inside diameter of the stock 2002 strut. So what we're gonna do is measure this distance with this fully compressed and try to get to this. And once we measure that, we'll know where to cut. What we're gonna do is cut this strut across and then stick it up in here, weld them together, take the top hat from the stock strut and bolt it onto the, well, we'll see if it works. There we go, we'll have the stock 2002 mounting points at the top and at the bottom, but it'll be the correct height and it'll be a bag. And for the rear, it's even easier. We're basically just taking the spring out. There was like a bump stop in here that connected to this thing. We're gonna be deleting that. And then putting the bag in, but the bag has 2 holes at the top that mount. So we might be building like a little bar that goes across that we're gonna weld to the bottom of this perch. There's 2 holes in it that can bolt there to that. And then we're gonna drill a hole in the bottom of the old perch to bolt. There's 1 bolt hole in the bottom. Top also has the hole for the airline, so we have to make sure that's out of the way. We also have to figure out that the absolute lowest point of the new strut that we have, well, the new shock that we have for the rear, we have to make sure that where this lands at this 9 1/8 inch, where this lands at that point, we have to make sure that the shock's not gonna bottom out before that. The stock one probably would have, but the shock that we have is actually goes a little shorter and it doesn't have a bump stop in it like this one did. So that's the plan. We just have to figure it out. Okay, so we've already taken our measurements, which would be the first step. So the next step is to just take all the stock stuff off, which includes the strut and the spring.
Yo, what if I had this like on my chest, like Iron Man? BMW man. BMW man came to save the day. Yeah. BMW man always do work. He gets his hands dirty.
It's already pretty loose. I didn't even need to hold. The top of the strut actually has a little flat spot that you can hold.
The part of the damn truck battery ain't die yet.
That fucking car out back?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's disgusting.
That takes like no effort to do, and look, it's not even coming out. This is a blown shock, ladies and gentlemen.
Eep. Oh wow, I feel like a news reporter. It's bright light. But look, for those that's wondering why we're not messing with the Datsun lately, it's because parts are still on back order. We're waiting for the tube front end pipes and stuff, and that should be in, I believe, tomorrow, and we're gonna be knocking that out on Sunday. Got my man Robert coming down. You gonna be on camera, Robert. Let me go ahead and get Tim.
Bobby Donati. Can't wait for tomorrow.
No PUBG, sir. Get your hands dirty. So Datsun will be back next week for sure, and yeah, stay tuned, baby.
Okay, so remember we measured from here to here when it actually had all the weight on it, and it was at 14 1/8 inches, but we need to lower it 5 inches. So we're looking for 9 1/8 inch between the bottom of this and the top of this right here. Once we get that, then we can measure the distance we need to have between this perch right here and this perch right here. We don't need this garbage. Get out of here. Right there. Okay, so that's 19 1/8 inches. So now we have to just figure out this distance right here between these two, which looks like it's, well, on the back half it's 2 1/4. On this side it's 2 1/8. So right around that. Take this spring, compress it. I mean, it's not a spring. It's an air shock.
Oh, watch out, because you say something wrong, they make sure they give you hell.
Sorry, guys. You know what I'm talking about.
I already got one guy saying, "Oh, the guy says all the parts wrong." Like, come on, bro.
So it looks like this is about 3 1/4 right there. That's when it's fully compressed. So we're gonna need to take out some of that, which is no problem. So we need to start cutting. Not too sure what these are actually for. Junk them. Probably don't need that. Gave us all the fittings we need because Airlift is the shit. They're literally the best company. I had Airlift on my E90 335, and then I got Airlift makeshift kit that I made myself, just like this, for my Z4. Been dailing it for almost 3 years now. Not ever let me down, except for the first time that we went to H2O. Just put it on.
Right.
But that wasn't a problem with their system. It was a problem with the way I ran one of the lines. So
that was during the hurricane. That was a hurricane.
Got flooded out.
I'll post
He's gonna put a picture right here over my face right now. Yeah, it was a good time. It's a dope photo. Good spot to get broken down. Except for then I was fixing my car
while the water was
3 inches of rain. I mean, of water. Like, oh my god, it was terrible.
Actually, no, the tide came up.
The tide came up. Yeah. Because it was what year? It was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 years ago. All right, cool. So we got hella fittings, more than I need. Mad bolts, man. I got a new emblem. This is a good day, you guys. And these are the fronts. Hold on, we got it. These are the Integra joints. So this, we're gonna cut the strut, set this up in it, weld it around. It's kind of annoying that the dampening adjustment is on the side. Like, why? Why? Sorry, that's like the one thing I've realized that. Hey everybody, he wore proper clothes for the shop.
You see it? Look at this. I got dirty pants, Vans, my Dickies jumpsuit, a hoodie. I could lay on it. I could waddle around on the floor if I wanted to.
Waddle around.
You're live on camera. What did you just do?
So I just drilled this hole out a little bigger. There's actually 2 sheets of metal right here. And basically, this bolt's gonna go up through here, if I can figure out how to get my hand around there. Up through here, through this hole, wherever that is. Yep, like that. Figured out what that's for. Keep this guy centered. And this has a threaded insert in it. Well, not really threaded insert, it's actually drilled into the aluminum. So now the airline goes in here and sits right in this little notch. And then these 2 guys right here, there's a hole right here. Actually, there's 3 bolts. All 3 of these can get bolted in. Okay, so we got the bracket tacked in. We have the bag bolted in at both ends. Right now it has, the airline's not attached, so it has no pressure in it at all. It's just hanging. So that'll be the maximum height right there. Holy shit, you guys. We're at 14 1/4.
Dang.
So that's like exactly stock height. So at fully aired up, she'll be at stock height. And at 0 PSI, it'll be touching the fender to the lip. We're eventually gonna go with the turbo flares, but the turbo flares actually have the exact same arch. They're just farther out.
So you can run a more aggressive offset.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. These are like just tacked in for now. I'll have Josh fully weld them in because he's a professional. And but for right now, we're gonna do a test fit with the wheel real quick to see where she ends up.
Hey.
Shut up!
It's a dying line.
All right, she's done.
But
No, I'm not sure. I'm sure I'm set on black. Sorry guys, not staying green. This is not the original paint. It's got some like chips and stuff in it. There's like a little baby rust spot starting on the roof. The one guy that said gangster and bag it and paint it black, you were dead on. It's funny as shit. I mean, I already had this pretty much in my mind, but yeah, good job, you guessed right.
no booger green.
No, new
But all this will be fixed. So this is shaboom. I actually mentioned the rust spot. I was like, it has like a baby rust spot.
Caught me off guard there. All right, so today we have put the rear bags in. They're good to go. We're gonna move on to the front next episode. Robert Donadio is gonna be here. It's gonna be awesome.
He hates the camera, but
He
you know
hates
what?
the camera.
I don't care. You're going to be on camera, sir. So enjoy. If y'all like what y'all see, of course, like, comment, subscribe. We hit 10K.
Yeah!
High five. So that was a little difficult, but yeah. Couldn't do this without you guys. Keep it up. We love it. And there's plenty more to come.
And there's gonna be one more Datsun video next week. So don't worry about it.
She coming back.
She'll be back.
Hey, yeah, bang my line, dawg. Acid tablet wrapping around me in my mind, dawg. She wanna take a peek, she wanna step inside, dawg. Sonic shipments got me glistening through designer shit. Mr. Size, so I'm flipping twins, the mods is in the clip.